Hi for those who are watching, it is I, the Angry Anime Fan, the Despair Reviewer. This is merely a talking and a completely as usual improvised video talking about One Piece and what we are to expect pretty soon, because now it is not so very far off before the bullet is blown. And that bullet is not coming from the Candy Jack pistol only. No, it's coming from what can now happen. I have been one, if not only the one, that have actually complained a lot of this whole Cake Island arc. I mean, it didn't slow down in awesomeness, but for me, I began to actually lose faith in it as soon as I saw Sanji continue being thrown around like a rag doll. The more I saw that Luffy struggled against a sweet commander, because then people will no longer accept that Luffy is supposed to be stronger. And yes, telling us, and of course the pudding reveal too. So what is this video about? Well, this video is not exact, is only a little, well, not only, but it's about talking about trying to make sense of one thing, because if there's one thing we can agree on, that of the whole Cake Island arc, it's been extremely rich in theories. The only problem is it's very difficult to find out if any of these theories are correct. So now I'm actually asking, just in case I do not review next One Piece chapter. If I do, the quality will be worse than before. Just a note for that. I'm now telling, what can go wrong this wedding? And in essence, that is everything. But let's see if I can count as many as I can remember. First off, the Tamata Bata box. Big Mom has said herself she plans on opening that box. And we, the readers, knows what will happen if she does. However, she has made note she's gonna open it after the ceremony. So, what does that mean? Does that mean that the Tamata Bata box won't be the key for all of this anyway? Will it be the fact that the heroes somehow escape and then Big Mom, after having lost everything, decides just to open her presents and the chest in order just to try to have satisfy her curiosity, and then boom, is that how it's gonna end? Currently, I only see that happening. I only see it's gonna happen after everything else has been resolved, just to create a little, a little more gag comedy technique. I know no one is gonna like that, but if you think about it, Usopp knocked out Sugar in a technique that was so like that situation, so it wouldn't surprise if he uses that one. Of course, if Big Mom were to open it before the pudding is pulling the bullet, then that will also be a signal. Luffy could very well misunderstand that for the gunshot and then appear, throwing the plan of Capone Beige a little bit out the window, if only a little bit. Second, what can we talk about then? It's Capone Beige's plan. Many have commented, me included, that Beige seems to underestimate Big Mom. I mean, Peckham's himself said, "You are underestimating Big Mom." And I am the only one who agree that Beige is an arrogant asshole. He is definitely underestimating Big Mom, but not for the same reason as you think. He's underestimating Big Mom because he's an arrogant asshole, nothing else. So my question is though, what is it that he has not seen? He said he had a perfect plan, a 5-second video, and then just after we were introduced to Charlotte Katakuri, a man whose Kenboji no Haki could let him see glimpses in the future. It's not been actually telling us how far or how often he can see into the future. But surely someone who shoots at guests after some minor fear or stuff like that must have seen through Capone Beige's future. Unless, of course, the secret to doing that lies in the heart. Because, well, not that that's been told, but Kenboji no Haki may also be able to see through lies. So maybe as long as you believe what you're doing, maybe he cannot see into the future. That's the first thing about his plan. The second is, His goons have said they have blocked the transmission snails and blocked all the exits, meaning where is all the exits then? Caesar says they're gonna use the mirrors and Brule to get out. But there's no way that it's gonna happen. So how is it gonna fail? Well, it's then we get to Caesar's plan. Caesar says he can fly over the thing. But if I were Caesar, normally I would just have escaped. But I know there's actually only one reason why he is not escaping and leaving them to die. And that is because Beige has his heart. If he had the heart himself, then Caesar immediately will book it. So I don't think he will betray them all because, well, he knows that even if he does, then Beige will immediately stab through the heart and kill him. So, and Caesar is a coward, so he values his own life just like that. So, it's more like the fact is, how can Beige even create a window of 5 seconds if he himself did not already tell us all these secrets? Moreover, is this marriage also wrong for him too? I mean, is it a way to manipulate the system too? Then it's the, of course, Sanji situation. Sanji is love struck. As usual, it has always been his character and it will always be his character. But I still don't like it. But not for the reasons as you do. I don't like it because Sanji has continued being the Wolf Effect chew toy, and the more and more and more and more and more chapters we get of him, the more and more and more and more it's apparent to me that Sanji is not gonna kick a bad guy's ass this arc. I long for the day to be proven wrong in that day, but no, I feel I cannot believe it until I finally get the chapter. And if I do not get that chapter, the one chapter that Sanji finally kicks ass, then I'm not gonna stop complaining about this. So now that Sanji is so love struck, is he even gonna dodge the bullet? Because a lot of people said there's no way a human can dodge a bullet, and you have to say, well, Sanji is not human, and I don't mean superhuman. No, I mean he's super strong human. And a super strong human can definitely dodge a bullet. The only thing that blocks that is Sanji's love struck mode. So, whatever happens during this wedding, it's gonna turn into a war as soon as the first thing pulls. Then there is the Mother Caramel picture. Is that picture really important to Big Mom, or is there a secret we do not know yet? A lot of theorists say Pudding is brainwashing Big Mom. Then you have to ask yourself, well, why is she brainwashing Big Mom? And then I say, well, for now it seems that it's completely true that Pudding is nothing more than evil. I hate to admit that and see that, but it seems to me that Pudding is understandably evil. So couldn't just be that Pudding is, more evil than Big Mom? So even if she did brainwash Big Mom, she only would do that in order to satisfy her own. And if Pudding really is that evil, isn't there a very slight chance that she will die this arc? I mean, it would be sad, but at the same time satisfying if she did. It would be the ultimate karma, but this is One Piece. Villains do not exactly die that often. Then if even if that picture is ripped, will Big Mom scream? Will she lower her guard? And will she become weakened enough to be taken a shot at? I'm not so sure. Then we come to the things that everyone asks. If they rip the picture, Big Mom will freak out. They will use earplugs, but then will Luffy even hear the gunshot? And then will they take aim and shoot? If that hits Big Mom and weakens her, will that even be possible taking her head? Because then they're surrounded by people. Moreover, how they're gonna escape through Caesar's mirrors. But there is no way someone will not see an opening during one of these moments. So I'm just saying that plan is not gonna work out. They're gonna escape in a way we do least expect it. So how else can they escape? Well, they could jump down the candy escalator. I know it's high up, but this is One Piece. height has actually no difference. And Luffy is made of rubber, so if he could stretch himself out too much, he could let everyone break their falls through him. Could they then run? The logical answer to that question is no, they will not be able to run. And I hate logic, so I believe they will run. Then, let's now say like this. Even if they, by some miracle, do escape, they will escape, after all they are the main characters. Will they escape without any casualties? Jinbei had now a death flag on him, and I do not like that. No death flag on him, thank you. It's bad enough we have a death flag on Pedro. But it's not gonna be unlikely that Jinbei and Pedro are gonna die. Just to give Luffy more despair. More to the fact that he is weak. He still believes he can fight at Yonko. And there it comes again to the logic question. Luffy struggled extremely long against a sweet commander. So how can he then fight Big Mom? And I hate that logic too. Because Cracker just kept on bombarding Luffy with crackers over and over and over again. So Luffy couldn't even hurt him. If Luffy had been strong enough to break through those crackers, then he would have ended that fight in only 1 hour. Alas, the crackers were tougher than they looked, so they didn't work. I mean, I know I haven't gotten exactly any further with this theory video, but I'm trying to ask you, if anyone is brave enough to watch this, just what do you think will be the fight, the conclusion, and the escape? Will it end with the group escaping together with Vinsmoke and Big Mom loses everything? I mean, when I mean everything, face, a little wealth, and her pride. That's the most logical situation I think this will end, because then that means Big Mom will go after Luffy and then she will be defeated. Or will it end with someone of the good side dying? Because if everybody gets off this island scot-free, then everyone except me are not gonna like that. I mean, I will like the fact that everybody got away completely uninjured, but I know no one else will. So, that's another question. And number 3. Even if they did manage to escape, how bad will Big Mom's status becomes? This is a Yonko, this is ministers. For Big Mom to suffer a defeat, but not a defeat, she needs to lose something. The only thing I can think of she can lose is respect and the crew members. Because the one question I want to know is every single one of her family loyal to her? I don't believe they are. I believe they only follow her out of fear, because after all, Big Mom is Big Mom. So if she gets wounded, let's say she gets wounded and, poisoned, is there a possibility that some of her children will turn against her because then they finally see an opportunity to take her? And if that would to happen, that's also an escape. But I think that is too unlikely. Then we're going to talk about Pudding. What will her fate in this all be? She's now has been considered so evil, almost just as evil as Don Flamingo, that all people wish for is her death. And if you think about it, that would actually be very appropriate. If she died, by her own mother's hands, mind you, then it would be an extremely satisfying karma, because then not only have Pudding been killed by a mother she thought will never hurt her, but also because, well, Big Mom had lost her only key to reading the poneglyphs, so to speak. Because yes, now I finally remember the most important last thing. The cake. Besh's crew members came from the kitchen dressed as chefs. So is there a possibility they have planted something in the wedding cake? We saw Big Mom's tantrum, so isn't it a possibility that something will go wrong with the cake? The Mother Caramel picture, the Tomato Butter Box, the wedding cake, all of those 3 are things that can stir up trouble for the Big Mom Pirates. And all 3 needs to happen. The caramel pitcher needs to be damaged. The tomato box needs to be opened. And the wedding cake. Yes, the wedding cake. What will happen to it? If someone other than Big Mom eats it, then perhaps she will lose herself into shit. And if I think about it, that is the most logical situation out of this arc. If you think about it, Big Mom losing herself in a hunger rampage. She will just go mad across the island. That is a way for the Straw Hats to escape. Because then the Big Mom pirates will have their hands full trying to calm down Big Mom. And once she has calmed down, well, then she has destroyed half of her crew. I think that is the most logical on how this wedding is gonna end. Then of course we're talking about what will happen even if they do free the Windsmokes. Will Sanji get retribution? Seeing how the arc is portraying, I'll say no. But I wish he will. This is basically what I'm talking about this video. I know, I did not get anywhere in this video. But still, try to ask yourself, what do you think is the wild card? What do you think could happen? And what do you want to happen in this wedding?